I believe the answer is very obvious, yes, but let's talk about it. Is TikTok ruining Filipino women? Exciting Parfait asks, I have one girlfriend and a few Filipino women that I am friends with here. Most of them have boyfriends. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but recently they have all been going off the rails with drama and trying to start wars with me and their peers over everything. Is this a new trend on TikTok? Firstly, it's not a trend on TikTok. That's the way women in the Philippines behave when they want money. They basically give you the cold shoulder until you give them money and then they're happy. Harry Nostrils says, at first I thought what a ridiculous post, but upon reflection, and you bringing up the issue of is this a new TikTok trend, I think you may be onto something important. Personally, I went around a few days ago with my girl because she was using TikTok live to talk to just about every person on the internet. Boys, girls, women, men, old folks, anyone is put in front of you on that app. It is basically one big party in which anybody you hit it off with can be direct messaged and made new friend. Most Filipinos on the app also have a profile with lots of bikini shots, and as you probably know, Filipinos love to take pics of themselves here and there, showing off themselves. So, that is certainly part of the whole interaction. My girlfriend has those shots online too. Innocent enough, I guess, but it was weird for me to be sitting in bed with my girl while she talked it up with other men specifically and got attention and verbal play, and I realized that I wouldn't feel comfortable at all if she was out doing the same thing at the club on social media, like a dating site. I asked her how she would feel if I was talking to women online that she didn't know multiple times a day, and she said, go for it. No big deal. I'm still thinking this over. At this time, I told her that I'm actually uncomfortable with it, so she has to stop that particular pastime. She uses Facebook Live and talks to all sorts of folks there, and I never have a problem with it. I always in Visayan, and I just ignore the chatter. But what I'm up to here is that social media, especially TikTok, does really impact how people interact. And through it, you meet lots of people, lots of flirting happens, lots of agendas are being played out. It really isn't just some innocent, playful pastime. Yes, I trust my girl, but members of the opposite sex are meeting on there and building relationships. It sure seemed like trouble. I mean, I wouldn't want my girl out at the club all dolled up without me on Friday night. Isn't the whole point of going out and meeting folks you don't know to flirt and entertain yourself and others? Is TikTok any different, really? These apps test people and change them, challenge them as well. They change in lots of unintended ways. It's fun and playful for sure, but on the other hand, so yes, TikTok certainly can have indoctrinating effects and propagandize relationship destabilizing ideas that are viral and destructive. But more to my point, TikTok can certainly bring men or women into your relationship right into your home, and that can totally create chaos in your relationship. Food for thought. A long-winded way of calling himself a simp. Which respectable man lays in bed while his so-called girlfriend is flirting with other men on TikTok, while she has bikini photos and seeks attention while being in a relationship? There's no excuse. The only way men tolerate this is because they don't value themselves. They feel themselves not worthy enough and are afraid to lose their so-called girlfriend. So they allow it to happen. Pure simp behavior. Simp 101. Nothing is worse than men like this, cowards. Tasgo says, I told you what is the reason women are like that. Women want the best genes in a man, but the best is hard to find, hard to obtain, hard to hold, and even Giga Chad ages, even married women will always keep an eye open. Men, on the other hand, want different women, hence they like many chicks. Why? Because sperm cells are plentiful and eggs are scarce. Female parental investment. 9 months with one child is much higher and riskful than male investment. One Chad can fertilize 100 women, meantime. He's not lying. It is true, and that's why it's more respectable for men to have multiple partners than women having multiple partners, because for men it's much more difficult, but for women it is easy to get. It's simply supply and demand, like many other things in the world. It's what value you put on it. Akoni says, moody when they need money. If you give them, they'll be happy as goose. Moon phase or having menstrual period is just a lame excuse. It's more of a power grab, so they can get what they want. Protect yourself and run. Precisely, women across the world do the same thing. They behave a certain way and blame it on their menstrual cycle, claiming it's their mood. Of course, hormones have a big role in it, but you must be able to control them and not make them an excuse to behave in any way you want. Cluck Cluck says, nah, I chose to go with stable women that understand what's up. Never tolerate BS from a woman. Don't be a simp. Not that you are, but this has a lot of them. Facts. Next Edge says, as for, quote, go for it? Yeah, that will change. If you are chatting with girls while sitting next to her, you will soon see that she really does not mean what she says. If she truly does care, then there might be another problem you have. Even if she's not a jealous person, she wouldn't take the chance of losing you unless she doesn't care if she does or not. Precisely, that is the first thing that went through my head. The first thought that the woman doesn't care. If she cared about you, she wouldn't tell you to go talk to other women. She doesn't care. Probably deep down, she hopes that you find another woman so she can continue talking to all those men on TikTok. The men that give her validation, the men that give her compliments, the men that she pictures herself with, imagines a better life, the men that tell her anything she wants to hear, which is full of lies, of course. The best comment from yesterday is from Ray, $5 super thanks. Thanks. Keep pumping out videos, sir. I remember when you first came out, struggling with the hate, subsequent suspensions, and the demonetization of your platform. I hardly watch your videos anymore, as I have no intention of ever going back to the Philippines, but I upvote every one of your videos with the hope that they reach men that need the truth. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate that. I understand. Men need this much more than they realize. The worst comment is from Zorlak Rom. What? Do you expect these poor Filipinos would feed you? You lousy vlogger? I'm not certain if this is meant to be sarcasm or a genuine comment. However, I did precisely say in the video that foreigners should not expect poor Filipinos to pay for it since they only make pennies an hour, essentially maybe $1 or two. It's not enough for them to take you out and feed you, let alone a group of friends. Thanks for watching. God bless.